This is the GJRB Online Network. And hello everyone, hello everywhere across America and around the world. From wherever you're listening to, from the GJRB Spreaker Studios on Clinton's North End, just above the Lion Shopping District, it's time for Garyj's Sports Page. And we're entirely starting a brand new season of this program. Only because we started the season last fall. And that was like in last August. I'm going, wait a minute, how did that happen that I started a new season of this program and then it disappeared? Well, reason for that was, of course, is the fact that I have a lot of programs on this radio station, and I was having a little bit of problems with this program. I love doing this show, but what happens is I'm not a sports enthusiast. I'm not a sports, I'm a sports fan. But I don't know that much about sports to be able to conduct a really good intellectual sports talk show. So I just kind of move with the flow, so to speak, because I feel that we could, have fun with it. And today I'm going to kind of fly at the seat of my pants. It's going to be a freestyle show, not really big, kind of go through articles and stuff like that, but mainly going to talk about the season starting here real soon, and that of course is the football season. Iowa Hawkeyes start next Saturday. Wow. Where did the summer go? My grandkids have already started school. And here it is, the top of September, within about maybe 2 weeks, something like that. It's like, wow, this is crazy. But here we are, Garyj Sports Page on the GJRB Online Network, heard on our Spreaker FM 88.9 signal. Usually heard on our sports, our talk station on the other end of the dial here, 9-foot 108. Talk FM 108, but they're having we would be carrying cups on that station, and we're not scheduled to have them on the air. I'd be carrying them, but like I said before, I operate this kind of like shortwave radio, where you have various frequencies broadcasting certain times of the day, certain programming, and when one station's on the air, the other one can't be on the air because I'm only one small studio with maybe one transmitter that's a 9-foot carrier, and I only can carry maybe one or maybe two programs at a time, being one program here on Spreaker on GJRB Online and one station on FM. So I could do that, but I could run two programs at the same time, but it would be one show just here on GJRB Online only, and a separate programming on one of my FM signals. I could do that. Unless I were to happen to get my hands on at least, and I'm talking about how many frequencies I use: 88.9, 107.1, 88.9, 106.7, 107.1, 107.5, and 107.9. That's 5 frequencies. I would have to get 4 more of those little puny little transmitters to be able to do that, and then I'd have to have 4 sources in automation to run continuously nonstop, and I can't do that. So I just do individual programming, individual days, various programming. So that's how I work that out. And, like today, we'll be on the air till about maybe 8:30 or so on the 9-foot signal. And then I'm going to cut 88.9 off, move the frequency, and move our station over. And we'll flip over to 107.1, which is the nostalgia station. And it would be old-time radio the rest of the night. So that's pretty much how that is. And I like that. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like something that I like doing, and I enjoy kind of, having various programs on various frequencies on various stations, and be able to conduct a program various days on each station with each format. And then all the programs are on one station here on Spreaker, one network, which that's why I call it GJRB Online Network, because it's the network for my 9-foot FM signals. I carry programming on there that's carried nationwide, and on my 9-foot signals, whatever programming that is aimed at, including yesterday was Crooners, Radio, Television, Movie Classics, and that was aimed at Memories 107.1. See? If I were to do jazz, or my smooth afternoon smooth jazz, the wave of smooth jazz, that's aimed at Cool Jazz 106.7. So that's how that works, you see. Well, anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to the Garyj Sports Page. Like I said, I'm not the biggest on sports, but I'm going to fly at the seat of my pants here and see what happens. It's where I say, let's launch it, let's do it, and see where it takes me. So that's what I'm doing today. And I'm going to go into my saved pile. And meanwhile I'm doing that, it gives me a chance to circulate this program around all social sites, such as Facebook. Speaking of which, yesterday, a lot of you people who are following me on Facebook saw a posting I put on yesterday. And it's pretty much how aggravated I am with Facebook at this point. Yesterday, I posted something to the effect that, what I did was I took their little thing there that says that we cannot post this at this time because the content or whatever this says program is offensive. Okay, now let me see. I'll find that. I'll go into that particular part here. Right now, I'm just copy pasting. I'm just putting in my notification that I'm on the air live, at least to meet the Spreakers, at least, because Meet the Spreakers and the other one, Spreaker Tavern, welcomes my postings with open arms. They let me post my program that I'm on the air, and they don't say where you're quote you're offensive. They don't do that. So I think it's fabulous, and I just kind of get kind of ticked off at these people because they don't let me post anything, they don't let me do anything, and now I can't even post to groups. I just did. I'm going back in. I'm trying to post over to my one other group that I like to post to, and it takes a while for that thing to open up so that I can mark in which one I want to aim it to. Like, where it says share in a group. Well, I click share in a group, but the thing's not coming down to let me share in a group. So I'm going to have to generally go into it and just post on the main pages. I'm just going to have to skip the group today. And if Facebook decides they're going to pull this crap and say, oh, your show's offensive. Well, my wife had put in a complaint for me on this, and I appreciate that. But I just kind of, I'm just kind of beefing over it, because I think it's just, it's just crazy that, why am I getting this? It's just not right. I'm just going to keep on talking about this. I'm going to keep on talking about it because I'm just kind of provoked over it. It just ticks me off. It's like I can't share my programs at all. Every time I get on the air here and I go into my Facebook, they got this. And I'm going to go over to that posting because a lot of people have already reacted to it. And let's see. Where is that here? It's here. Yeah, Already, Stephen Mucha, my sister Darcy, already reacted to this. It says, your message could not be sent because it includes content that other people on Facebook have reported as abusive. And then I said, well, I'm sick of this garbage. My show in yesterday's was the radio, television, and movie classics trivia program. I said, this is not offensive. It's just a trivia program. Stuff it. Well, a lot of people kind of, I don't know, one here, sad. Stephen Mucha kind of liked it. It's true. And then my wife sent a complaint on my behalf in Facebook, and so far, no reaction. No reaction whatsoever. It's like, they don't care. And I kind of figured that. It doesn't surprise me in the least. But, I just kind of tired of having this happen consistently. Because, all I'm trying to do is put on, generally radio the way it used to be. Everything on one station. But, locally here it's on separate stations. So I guess I'm playing the, group station game with Clear Channel, but mine's a little different in that it acts like a shortwave, where you had one station broadcasting on different frequencies with different programmings at different times. So more or less, mine's kind of like shortwave, because I kind of learned how to program like shortwave. Different stations operate programming at different times, and of course on shortwave is different languages too. But that's how I do it. It's a little differently. So it's not like Clear Channel. I can't operate like all 7 stations at the same time. It just doesn't work that way, especially when I got 2 stations sharing one frequency. So it's like this. It's a shortwave kind of thing. So we got some good stuff we're going to be talking about today. Like I said, fly at the seat of my pants. We're going to talk about football, NFL. Starting off, I think, in 2 weeks, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I have to look and see here because we're going to go into my Facebook right now and go to my save page where I have my sports, because I know I have a whole rundown of NFL schedules that we're going to go through. We have a lot of them starting off right now on the international band, talking about shortwave. See, now I'm just kind of getting mixed up with my sports. So I'm going to go down to where I have my sports news and stuff, and talk about some of the games and some of the action, some of the sports I do have on here. Some interesting stories here, and we'll do some baseball standings too, because like I said on the beginning synopsis, this is a great time to do this program, and this is, of course, a great time to start this season on this program because, let's see, the NFL starting up. We have the tail end of the baseball season, including the playoffs and the World Series. We have various other things, but those are the 2 main ones. College football, and NFL. And then pretty soon we'll have, probably like towards November, we'll have the college basketball and the NBA. So this is the time to start the sports page. I really think it's a really good time to start our sports page show, because now we got a lot of sports going on, and even in the spring it's the best time too, because I get a lot of that. The NBA and all that is winding down, and then you have the March Madness and all that leading to the beginning of the baseball season. So there are like 2 really good points to where I could start the sports page season rolling right along, and then kind of fizzle out for a little while and then come back up. So that's kind of like the idea. It works that way for me, and I think it's going to be kind of cool. Now, as I told you before, we're going to keep maintaining the same format on this program, where I do the scores every 10 minutes. I used to do that. We used to have the sports scores running every 10 minutes, and then I would talk about some of the news in sports. I do some sports news. And along with that, maybe someone puts their input in. Maybe we're lucky enough to get a call in. Maybe we're lucky enough to get some stuff going on in the sports world and talk about some people in the sports world today. So far, let's see what we got going on anyway. While we're at it, we'll get some of the scores going on here in about 5 minutes with a scores update. We'll start our first scores update. So we'll do that here in a few minutes. And then we'll get into our weather on the fives, take a program break, and be back on the other side with some more interesting sports stories. I've got a few good ones. And then, of course, we'll look around. We got some here. Some of the stories we're going to start talking about will be like Kyler Murray, who's making strides in Cardinals' third preseason game against the Vikings. Desmond Howard apologizes for an inappropriate joke on the College game day. Linebacker Paul Warrilow retires from the NFL hours after signing with the Ravens. I wonder what that's about. And the USA basketball team in Australia exhibition, first loss in 13 years. So some of the stories we'll cover on our sports page this afternoon here on GJRB Online. Garyj Sports Page. This is going to be alternating with, of course, the Gary Russell program Saturday Extra. And, of course, also kind of battling out and doing it's gonna shuffle also with my music shows. Some of my music weekends, like the Oldies Show, Good Times, Great Oldies. We'll have our Golden Weekends, my 80s weekends, and stuff like that. And when we get towards the holidays, we're going to have more weekend programming with Christmas music and stuff like that. So it's going to be shuffled around a lot. And they'll be on different days other than Saturday. So I hope you're enjoying us for a lot of this stuff here. The Garyj Sports Page. Like I said, this is going to get juggled and jostled around in the schedule as I kind of formulate this schedule a little bit. And it's going to get moved around with different programs. But it's going to be the regular Saturday show that it is. It's just going to be on at different times other than Saturday. Okay? I'm gonna run it at various time slots to see how they all work, even in the evening. So be prepared for that. And tell you, we got a lot of really good things going on here in sports, in the sports world, and we got interesting stories. So we're gonna hope you'll stay with me this afternoon. Garyj Sports Page on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. And this is where you find a lot of great programs, a lot of shows that you don't find anywhere else on the radio dial locally. So, this is where you find, this is the future of radio, I believe. I believe that radio is going to go this direction where, the regular people can do radio, not just the professionals. It's everybody doing some radio, especially those who, went to college for this, went to a broadcasting school, went on the air, who maybe worked in college radio or in college broadcasting, or like me, went to a school in Ohio, went broadcasting school, but lost the chance to have a really good break, on local radio. Well, here I am, doing it right here on Spreaker and enjoying every minute of it. Yeah, it's Garyj Sports Page on GJRB Online. So why don't we get it rolling here and start off with some sports scores? What do you think about that? Sounds like good to me. Why don't we do our sports scores update, take a look at what's going on. Right now, they're in the bottom of the fifth inning in Chicago, and the Washington Nationals are beating the Cubs 5-1. Oh, boy. Why, I kind of figured that. They're in the middle of the first inning. The Yankees and the Dodgers are scoreless. Atlanta playing New York Mets tonight, and the LA Angels against Houston. San Francisco is going to play Oakland, Arizona playing Milwaukee, and Toronto is going to play Seattle. So those are some of the baseball action tonight. We'll talk about some of those, and we got some more stuff here. Now, see this one here. This is our theme for our sports. I have scores update there, and of course, every once in a while, what I do is start like this. And then I have, a little bit, maybe like halfway through, I have to hit the other one. So I have two of them going at the same time, but then it'll keep going to give me a minute, of sports. So that's kind of cool. All right, tell you what we're going to do right now, though. I hope you'll stay with me. The Garyj J Sports page on GJRB Online, and you can be a part of the show. And I'd like you to get on. If you like our sports page program, I hope you hit the like button, which is located just underneath the live emblem on our GJRB Spreaker public site, where you see my live stream there. That's Spreaker.com/user/5120525 if you want to get in on it. I am also opening up my Skype, which I'm going to do right now. Pull that up here. I want to go over to my Skype. I'm going to pull down here and go and open up that. Gary.Russin on Skype. If you're a Facebook friend, a Facebook follower, you can contact me through the messenger by calling in, by hitting that call telephone button on the site there, on the Facebook. You'll see that underneath the messenger, where it has the icon. You'll see there. It's right next to where you see the video emblem. So when you go in there, you can actually see that. You got the video, you got the phone thing, and you hit that button. It'll ring in the Spreaker Studios, and I can put you on the air. So if you want to talk about sports that way, and we're just glad to have you aboard this afternoon on our sports page program here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, and across America and around the world, wherever you're listening. GJRB Online. Kind of an overcast day today. It's kind of a break between windy and rain and sunshine. We're expecting cooler temperatures as we get toward the Labor Day weekend. We're still going to start getting the fall weather. So it's going to get interesting then. It's going to get cooler. Temperatures today about 76 degrees. We've been averaging 70s. So that's been real good. So, it's not as hot as it used to be. Just, real good. I'm glad we're kind of staying in that 70s platform there. So some of the interesting stuffs we got here. Some of their stories are old, but we'll try to get some of them in there. And I'll look at some of the regular. I'm looking at one of the regular season schedules so far for 2019. That's the Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll look at that a little bit. Got some other ones that we'll try to find. NFL schedule. I think I have one for the Bears here as well. Just have to look down the page a while because like I said, some of the stories are old and need to be deleted, but some of them I think I was talking about earlier. XFL announces 8 teams for the 2020 season. Iowa Hawkeyes. What we got here? I think that's an old one. Okay. Let's see, we go further down the page here. So we find some more stories here that we can talk about. Here's the Bears. Is this the 2019? No, that's the 2018 schedule. So we're going to have to kind of see what we can find along the way here as far as where some of the games are concerned. And like I said, you can be part of the program. I'd love to hear from you. The Garyj J Sports page is on the air here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, across America and around the world. And you can be part of the program when you get into the Spreaker site. Also, if you are if you're a follower on Twitter, That's and the Radio Maniac. When you get into there, you'll see the schedule board up there. You'll see the widget. It shows title Garyj Sports Page 8/24/19, and right underneath that you'll see the widget come up. When you hit that sideways arrow, the play emblem, it'll open up into a widget, and you'll see the widget. You can hit the balloon icon, takes you right into our my chat room, and you can talk to me there too. So either way, a lot of places to catch the program. So I hope you'll stay with me this afternoon. Garyj Sports Page on GJRB Online. So roughly, let's take a look at our weather on the fives right now. Take a look at some of the interesting weather. We've got a frontal system now moving northwestern to the northwestern states. Going to bring some gusty winds and critical fire weather condition and threats throughout the weekend. For portions of for the Great Basin and north central Rockies. As their frontal system reaches the plains, it'll interact with the deep moisture to produce the strong, severe storms and damaging winds and heavy rain. The Mid-Atlantic also going to be producing some storms today, and we'll be taking a look at some of those and examining some of those storms, and we'll be following that along with our friends at Weather Nation next hour right here on GJRB Online. So listen to that. We've got Weather Nation coming up next hour, and you'll hear and see what's going on as far as storm warnings are concerned, because I know that some of those will be coming up, and you can about bet that. For sure. Got that going. And along with that, we'll follow all the sports as much as we can throughout the afternoon. So I hope you'll stay with me. And I didn't get a chance to touch bases with Ben Osman today or yesterday, so I don't know whether we'll get a hold of him in the second hour to see if he's even around. Otherwise, I will just keep on doing our sports page this afternoon here on GJRB Online. I think that's the best way to do it, because with this guy having to work sometimes on Saturdays, it's hard to tell whether or not he's even going to be on. So I can't promise that he's going to be on, because I've done that before and dug a deep well. So I'm just going to say that possibility of him being on, but there ain't no guarantees. That's just it. All right, tell you what we're going to do right now. We're going to take a break, and got some more sports to talk about in the next half hour. Stay with me. We've got some more great sports on the way here on GJRB Online, and you can be part of the program. And we got coming up in this next half hour, we'll take a look at the NFL schedule and take a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers football schedule coming up. So stay with me. It's coming up next on Sports Page right here on GJRB Online. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.